We're in the midst of a series of sermons entitled Seeing Gray, and we're focusing specifically today on growing spiritually. Now, there's so much to say about growing spiritually. Every sermon throughout the entire year is about helping you grow spiritually. But today we're going to focus on two dimensions of spiritual maturity. One is trust, and the other is love. Now, let's begin by recognizing, though, that we are black and white people. All of us are sort of wired that way. You may think you like to live in the gray areas, but we sort of secretly are drawn towards black and white. Black and white, when it comes to faith, is in part wanting certainty. We want certainty. I want to know what's true. I want to know exactly how to interpret this passage of Scripture. I want to know exactly what God is like, and I want to know exactly what God's will is for my life. I don't want to wonder. I don't want to have to question. I don't want to have to trust or have faith. I just want to know. I want certainty. Don't you want certainty? The challenge, of course, is that faith doesn't work that way. Faith is not the same thing as certainty. Faith is trusting. Certainty is knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt. Well, those two things don't necessarily go together, and yet many times that's what we're really looking for. I mean, we want to know absolutely the way things are. We want certainty, and certainty doesn't necessarily fit in with faith. And when we insist on certainty, when we insist on black and white for our faith, then we find ourselves getting in a place where we know that this is the way it is, and everybody else who sees it differently, well, at the least they're wrong, and possibly they're evil. And what we find happens in the Christian churches, because we do end up wanting certainty, is we get really excited and undone about small matters of doctrine in the faith, and then we divide over them. And that's the other sort of meaning of black and white. One is that we oversimplify issues, and we want certainty when certainty can't be found. But the other is that we tend to polarize. And so within the Christian faith, we have a long history of dividing among Christians and separating from one another. So that today in America, there's more than 3,000 different Christian denominations. 3,000 different Christian denominations.